Hi guys, so this is the dress that my client brought in that she is going to be wearing to a wedding at the weekend, and these are the nails I created for it. So this is another real-time video for you because I know how much you guys love them. Please excuse me, I'm coming down with a bit of a coldy fluiness, so if my voice sounds a bit different or if I'm a bit snuffly, I apologise. So I've done all my usual prep, so file down to a thin clear base, prepped and primed the nails and got everything ready. I'm then going to do my geometric design first. So I've put down a thin clear base. I'm then coming in with this glitter, which was just named on my group, so bear with me while I try and find the labels that I put somewhere to remind myself what it's called. It is Egyptian Goddess, and that is in the Nail Team Network collection. This will be launched the first week of October, and I just used a bead of clear acrylic to pick up a small amount of glitter and create the shape I want for my geometric cutout. I'm then going to let that set a little before capping it. So I'm going back to the little finger, and I'm using the CJP colour changing acrylic. I've done a base of clear, and then I'm coming in and patting, pulling and tapping a very thin layer of this down the nails, and this is CJP Thermo Cherry Berry. So it goes from like a dark maroony colour to like a very vivid orangey red, and I'm just creating a thin base there. And then I'm using my wet brush to pick up some of the Glitter Fairy Crystal Chameleon Flakes in Fire Opal. And then just patting them into the wet layer of acrylic. I didn't pick up a bead of acrylic because I think when you do that you pick up a lot more flakes than you need. And then I'm going to get a medium-sized bead of clear acrylic, take a fair amount of the liquid out of the back because I want it to be quite, I don't want it to move, I want it to be quite dry. I'm going to start at the top and I'm just going to pat that into the shape I want of the geometric design. So I'm patting and pulling down, I'm ensuring I get a nice even thickness all the way, and then I'm using my brush to create a nice crisp wall, so similar to when you do your smile lines, but I'm doing it in a shape on the nail instead. Anyone in England who's able to travel to Doncaster needs to train with the fabulous Kerri Anderson. I'll share her Instagram link in my description above. I learned how to do geometric nails from Kerri, and she is a constant inspiration to me. Her nails are always so flawless and so crisp, so if you get a chance, go have a look at her Instagram page. Not that she needs my recommendations because she's got about a gajillion followers, but go give her a little like, give her a little follow if you don't already, because her work is out of this world. And if you can train with her, go train with her because you will not regret it. She's also the sweetest person. So I'm just patting and shaping that acrylic, and then I'm going to let that set. While that's setting, I'm going to cap my little finger, so using a bead of crystal glass, placing just in front of the cuticle area. There's another video I've done if you look on my playlists with cuticle application, and then I'm going to pat, tap and pull that down to cover that entire nail. And this is when I'm making sure I'm creating that apex and structure that I want. Then on to the next nail again, putting down that little clear base, and then I'm going to be doing a base of black using CJP Black Magic. So I'm starting near that cuticle area, Black is a real tricky colour to use when you're working around the cuticle area, so just be careful not to work too wet. Get that nice line around the cuticle and then pull and tap it forwards. So again, working nice and thin because I'm going to be putting a little bit extra on this too. And then I'm using my new chrome flakes from the Glitter Fairy, and I'm using these in gold and pink, and again just using a wet brush, so not using a bead of acrylic, and I'm just picking up a little bit of the colour and just placing randomly over the nail, but clumping each colour kind of together. And then I'm just going to let that set into place a bit. When I use the flakes, I tend to unscrew the lid, use them and then pop the lid back on, because they're extremely light and you don't want them to go flying off, like just breathing and they kind of like fly into the air. And then I'm going to cap that nail in crystal glass. And this pointer finger, I'm going to come in, then starting with that clear base. And then using a new CJP acrylic. Pretty sure this is called Apricot Pearl or Peach Pearl, something like that. I'll make sure it's in the description above. The list of all the products I use is always in the description above, along with links, guys, so if you want to know anything I've used, just have a little look up there. The description below as you watch it, should I say. Just getting a little bit more just because I haven't used quite enough of the middle there and I want a nice even colour. And then using a very small bead of clear acrylic to pick up some of that glitter, placing it in the cuticle area and then pulling down. Then I'm going to cap that nail in crystal glass. And then I'm going to get my 100 grit file and I'm going to file those nice crisp lines into that geometric design. So I'm pushing against the acrylic, not down onto the nail, pushing against that acrylic to create a nice crisp wall, so that when I put the outside colour and then when I file it through, there's going to be a nice crisp line. It's not going to be all soft and blurred. I'm going to dust away, and then I'm going to come in with CJP Black Magic. Again, working quite dry because I want a lot of control over this bead. I just want to fill in those edges. Don't worry if you go over your glitter panel, because it's like when you do your smile lines with your pink and white, you're going to file that in, and because you filed those nice crisp lines, when you then file down you will have that nice crisp line filed through. Then just getting a second bead on the end and then blending up with that first bead. And these are some of the best nails to file, because your ladies will just be like, oh my god, as you file away and that glitter comes back. Because some of them look at you like you're crazy when you're just like going, ah, it's fine, I'm just going to put acrylic over that, you know, all that beautiful design I've taken so long filing into place. And then, because you ladies asked, I'm doing a thumb. Real time and thumbs, what more could you want? So I'm putting a clear base down, and then I'm just going to come in with that peach shine, peach sorbet, apricot. See, I'm useless with names, I'll make sure it's in the description. And then going to put that glitter at the tip and blend up. If anyone's wondering about my nails, I did them on live feed the other day on the Miss Lucy's and Glitter Fairy group, so I shall put a link to that in the description if you would like to watch back on that live feed on Facebook. And then I capped that nail, but I didn't film that because you've seen me cap enough nails now. I just place that glitter on and then I'm capping that. And I'm going to file into place. So I've left filing at real time 2 and filing in that geometric nail. So same order as I normally do, so side wall, free edge, around the cuticle area nice and gently, and then when you do the body of the nail, it's really nice because that glitter panel starts shining through. So be always careful when you've done a full colour nail when you go around that cuticle area, because you don't want to cut into that colour. So nice and gently around the cuticle area. And then I'm going to do the same on this nail. And then after this nail, I've just shown the colour changing acrylic too, but I sped up the colour changing acrylic one, but just to give you an idea of how that acrylic changes colour between temperatures. So as you can see on the tip, it's got that really bright orange, whereas near the cuticle area, it's still that like deep maroon berry colour. And when I finished all filing in, dusted off, I'm coming in with my CJP LED top gloss. And this is when you see these flakes in action, because they do make the nail look like it's on fire. This nail would also look quite good with a matte top coat, I think, because these like chrome flakes look, I really like the look of them under matte. And then you top coat there, you can see that lovely crisp line between the black and that crystal glass encapsulating that glitter. And then I'm popping them in the lamp for 60 seconds. And then making sure they've cooled down before putting on the cuticle oil. So there you go, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, guys. Any questions, comments or requests, please just pop them below. Thank you for tuning in and hope to see you all again soon. Bye!